You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
12 noon.
It's credible and factual. The World at Noon on Nationwide 90 FM.
Good afternoon, I'm Andrew Cannon. In the World at Noon for this Sunday, December 15, 2024, one of the escapees from the Barnett Street lockup yesterday was fatally shot. Yesterday, according to the police, an assessment of the safety of Jamaica's roads will get underway this week. There will be increased police presence in St. Elizabeth as part of safety measures for the Yuletide season. Curfew now in effect in the Kingston Eastern Police Division. In news from the region, members of the armed forces in Guyana to get the annual 1-month bonus. On the international scene, 2 Russian oil tankers wrecked in the Black Sea. While in sport, Wolves sack manager O'Neill after Ipswich defeat. The details after this.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
According to the police, one of the men who escaped yesterday from the Barnett Street lockup in Montego Bay, St. James, was fatally shot yesterday. Another was captured today. Others are still at large and are being sought. They are being encouraged to turn themselves in. Persons can give information at 311-119 or the nearest police station. An assessment of the safety of Jamaica's roads will get underway this week. The disclosure was made by Manager of Corporate Communications and Public Relations at the Island Traffic Authority, Dante Matthews. He was speaking on Saturday afternoon on Nationwide's Talk Up Youth program. Mr. Matthews said the initiative is being funded by the Caribbean Development Bank, CDB.
Just Wednesday, we had a launch for the Road Network Safety Assessment.
Okay.
Caribbean Development Bank is funding Jamaica is one of 2 borrowing member countries selected to benefit from an assessment of our roadways. So 1,000 kilometers of our roadways will be assessed starting Monday and concluding on January 1. And this will help us to better assess our roads, see what the recommendation is. And a team from Mexico is here to conduct the assessment, and they're going to be giving us a certain star rating to say, if our roads are based on the road that we have and make a recommendation.
Dante Matthews, Manager of Corporate Communications and Public Relations at the Island Traffic Authority. Meanwhile, drivers in their early 20s account for the most fatalities on the nation's roads. That's according to the Manager of Corporate Communications and Public Relations at the Island Traffic Authority, Dante Matthews. He was speaking on Saturday afternoon on Nationwide's Talk Up You program. Mr. Matthews also highlighted that many old persons are also dying on the roads due to bad pedestrian practices.
So when we look at the top 3 categories, top 3 age groups, 20 to 24, 25 to 29, and then we have 60 and over. When we look at the 20 to 29, speeding, young driving, and we don't recommend skating on any toll.
We don't recommend it
when
at
you
all,
skate on the
don't.
toll, you're skating to your grave. For the 60 and over, we find that a lot of them are pedestrians, elderly trying to get across, not judging, misjudgment and all of that. So we're losing a lot of our elderly drivers and pedestrians, or elderly road users on our roads.
Dante Matthews, Manager of Corporate Communications and Public Relations at the Island Traffic Authority. A motorcyclist is dead following a fatal collision along Caledonia Avenue in Kingston about 12:32 a.m. on Saturday, December 14. According to information provided by the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, PSTEB, an Isuzu motor truck was traveling northerly along Caledonia Avenue when, upon reaching the junction of North Racecourse Road, it is alleged that the motorcyclist disobeyed the one-way, which resulted in a head-on collision with the Isuzu motor truck. The identity and age of the deceased are unknown. Head of the St. Elizabeth Police Division, Superintendent Coleridge Minto, said there will be increased police presence in towns across the parish as part of measures to ensure public safety and security during the Yuletide season. He was addressing the monthly meeting of the St. Elizabeth Municipal Corporation in Black River on Thursday, December 12. It was highlighted by the superintendent that officers are already being deployed in town centres and major corridors. Superintendent Minto also said special attention will be given to Santa Cruz, where traffic changes will be implemented to ease congestion. He outlined that from December 16, 2024 to January 4, 2025, the main street in the town will operate as a one-way route between 7 a.m. and 9 p.m. daily, allowing only westbound traffic. Eastbound motorists will be directed to use the bypass via a left turn at the stoplight. Meanwhile, Superintendent Minto said initiatives such as police youth clubs, neighborhood watch programs, and monthly church services are key aspects of the police's community relations strategy. He said this collaboration will continue as part of measures to address criminal activities in the parish. A 48-hour curfew is now in effect for sections of the Kingston Eastern Police Division. The curfew began at 6 p.m. on Saturday, December 14, and will remain in effect until 6 p.m. tomorrow, Monday, December 16. The boundaries of the curfew are north along an imaginary line from Oliver Road and to the intersection of Hildene, then to Warika Road, onto the intersection of Harbour Road. East along Warika Road, then continue onto Harbour Road to the intersection of Windward Road. South along Windward Road from Warika Road, then to Lucas Road. West along Lucas Road from Windward Road, then onto Oliver Road and onto the intersection of Hildene. During the hours of the curfew, all persons within its boundaries are required to remain within their premises unless otherwise authorized by the ground commander. To news now in the region. In a heartfelt address to members of the Guyana Defence Force GDF during the annual Christmas breakfast at the base camp Sueyo on Saturday, President Dr. Irfan Ali expressed deep gratitude for their unwavering service, sacrifice, and commitment to safeguarding the nation's security. In recognition of their dedicated service and commitment, he announced that they'll be receiving the annual Christmas bonus, the equivalent of 1 month's salary, as a token of appreciation for their efforts. The bonus will be provided to soldiers, police officers, and other personnel across the security forces, with a total of $1.6 billion being disbursed. In his remarks, President Ali, who is also the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, expressed his deep appreciation for the sacrifices made by the joint services. The head of state acknowledged the critical role that the men and women of the GDF play in ensuring peace and security within Guyana and the broader region. On the international scene, 2 Russian oil tankers with 29 crew members on board have been heavily damaged in the Black Sea, triggering an oil spill, authorities in Russia have said. Footage released by Russia's Southern Transport Prosecutor's Office showed one of the tankers broken in half and sinking amid a heavy storm, with streaks of oil visible in the water. At least 1 crew member was reportedly killed. The second ship was said to have drifted after sustaining damage. The incident took place in the Kerch Strait, which separates Russia from Crimea, the Ukrainian peninsula illegally annexed by Moscow in 2014. President Vladimir Putin has ordered a working group to be set up to deal with the incident, headed by the Deputy Prime Minister, and authorities are investigating for criminal negligence. A rescue and cleanup operation is said to be underway involving tugboats, helicopters, and more than 50 personnel. Let's now turn to sport. Wolves have sacked manager Gary O'Neill in the wake of Saturday's 2-1 defeat by Ipswich Town. Wolves chairman Jeff Shai said, "We're very grateful to Gary for all of his efforts, dedication and hard work during this time at the club, and we wish him and his team the best of luck for the future." The departure of the 41-year-old and his backroom staff comes just 3 days after Shai said the club was united behind O'Neill following Monday's 2-1 defeat at West Ham. Saturday's defeat was their 11th in the Premier League this season. They had only 2 wins, and this would have left the Black Country Club 19th, 4 points from safety. And now for a recap of the top stories making the news at this hour. One of the escapees from the Barnett Street lockup yesterday was fatally shot yesterday. Another was captured today, and others are still at large and are being sought. And an assessment of the safety of Jamaica's roads will get underway this week. There will be increased police presence in St. Elizabeth as part of safety measures for the Yuletide season, and curfew now in effect in the Kingston Eastern Division. You can find the news on our website at nationwideradiojm.com and on the Nationwide app available on Google Play and the App Store. News is next at 5 o'clock, but stay tuned for the amazing word.
Come into the park.